and welcome to the Tampa Bay Hotel. Mr. Henry Plant, owner of this here hotel, has personally instructed me to assure you that if there is anything you need or want, you have but to simply let me know. And it is my responsibility as head waiter to make sure that all your wishes are fulfilled. And we trust that you will have a wonderful stay at the Tampa Bay Hotel. My, oh my. How many times have I had to say that to folks? Strangers, just like you, coming to see this hotel. I can't count how many times I've had to say that little speech. Must have been over 1,000. 1,000. That's for sure. All you ladies and gentlemen coming by to see this here beautiful hotel. Back in 1891, back in the days when the hotel was first built, there was so much going on, I couldn't rightly remember which day it was, except in, of course, Sundays, with hundreds of folks milling about in the hall and coming in the dining room to eat. And I had to remember who preferred what, for the return guests especially. Now some, it was easy for me to remember, the name and the face. But for others, if they had called themselves a lady or a gentleman and they really wasn't, and you know what I mean, then it was easy for me to forget their names.
I supported Theodore's decision despite everything. And it was I who packed his Brooks Brothers Cravenet cavalry uniforms and his spare steel-rimmed spectacles, all 12 pairs of them. I tucked a little note in, too. Come back safe, darling pigeon, and we shall be happy. But it is right that... Oh, yes, I did send this note along. Oh, and he saved this letter as well. It was the summer of 1898, and little Ted had asked to be shown where Tampa was on the map. And when he saw it, he said, I suppose this means Father will get the war wind full in his face. So I wrote his father about the boy's remark. Ted says that he thinks every boy should want to go to war and wished you had taken him with just to clean your guns, for of course he did not expect to get a shot at the enemy. Little Ted had demonstrated to me just how quickly he could cram in the cartridges and ping away at the foe. Ted said that he was sure he would get angry in battle. He hopes there will be one battle so that you can be in it but come out safe. Not every boy has a father who has seen a battle.
By my 18th birthday, I knew where I did not want to go. My grandmother wanted me to attend Yale College. She had saved some money, hoping that I would enter the ministry. In those days, very few people went to college unless they intended to be ministers. Well, I had no family business to inherit. My father had been a farmer, but he and my sister passed away when I was 6 due to typhus fever. My mother and I moved a short time later. No, the ministry was too monotonous for me. I desired work that was more industrious. I loved the water, I loved fishing, and I loved watching the steamships docked at the Long Wharf in New Haven. My first job was one of those twists in my life. I became a captain's boy in a steamship line owned by Cornelius Vanderbilt. Well, in those days, steamship companies were competing in Connecticut and New York, vying to carry the mail and packages and passengers between the states. But in the end, none had more money or the will to prevail than Commodore Vanderbilt. And
almost overnight, across from the tracks in the deep, soft sand of Port Tampa City, a new street sprang up. It consisted mainly of tents with open flaps that acted as porches. Under these porches would be a bar consisting of a couple of planks on top of a couple of barrels. A gentleman with a white shirt and no collar was generally the bartender at these establishments. It was a street of canvas saloons with one exception. A large 2-story wooden house, still in its first raw glare of yellow boards, advertised itself as a restaurant. Despite the long lines of soldiers eagerly awaiting entrance, I doubt any provender, hot or cold, was ever served there. This was Last Chance Street, where one could get whiskey or beer and precious little else. One evening, Shortly before our departure, we watched it burn. How it started, no one knew. The little tents flared up and were puffed out like candles on a birthday cake. The restaurant blazed and burned in the night air like an irritated torch. That the whole of it was rebuilt in our absence, I have no doubt, for there were still 15,000 soldiers left behind in Tampa.
Let me tell you about some of the amenities here at the Tampa Bay Hotel. Gentlemen may go sailing, or play a round of golf or tennis, or go fishing, have us catch mounted to prove how big it was. Or we also organize horseshoe contests. They're very popular now. The ladies seem to prefer tea parties in the garden. And of course, there's always swimming in the heated pool under the dance floor used as a casino in the evenings. And this is a casino for theatrical shows and lectures, not for gambling. And the casino can seat 2,000 people, you know. Of course, gentlemen have their own bar and barber shop here at the hotel. You can always sneak out for a game of billiards or a hand of cards. And there's also a racetrack and stables right here on the grounds of the hotel. Very popular. But if none of those appeal to you, you can always sign up for the hunting trip. This is where I come in.
Now, this is the most popular men's hat of the Victorian period, known as a bowler or a derby. It originates in England, but it's popular worldwide. Men are never supposed to wear their hats indoors. However, for the sake of education, I will commit this faux pas.
The first thing a man would do upon entering a building or a room would be to take his hat off. And if he was walking down the sidewalk and he encountered another person, he would either touch it or take it off as a sign of respect, especially if it was a lady. Now, you'll notice that the Victorian lady's hat is much more elaborate than her male counterparts. That's because we love decoration. In fact, we love feathers for our decorations so much that some species of birds went extinct altogether.
Though dressed from the top of my head to the tips of my fingers to the bottoms of my feet, I'm still not quite ready for walking out because I lack the one essential item of a Victorian man's walking out ensemble: his cane or walking stick. Because I am a businessman of middle years, I've got a lovely bronze sphinx on my cane. Were I a working man, my cane might be all wood, something stout like oak or ash. And were I a young man trying to catch a lady's eye, I'd have a cane made of bamboo that I could twirl furiously, and hopefully that would cause her to look my way.
I do remember those days.
I did twirl like a dervish in my time. Well, my dear, are we ready for a walk about the grounds?
Yes, we are.
This way.